This Elite Eight college basketball experience takeover edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WinBet. WinBet's now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WinBet is what you need to win. Bet $100, get $100 at winbet.com or download the WinBet app and start winning today. State restrictions apply.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Yes, sir.
Dong. Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience, sports gambling podcast, Elite Eight takeover. You thought it couldn't be done, but here we are. All right. If you're wondering just who the hell you're listening to, well, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dad, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Yes, don't readjust your sets. If you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience, we are joined by this next guy right here. All right. And my introduction would be this right here, fresh off of a fucking airplane, international waters. He was just in international waters. We are joined by the Godfather himself, the creator of the Sports Gambling Podcast. And I'll say this is a good introduction for him.
He's the kind of guy that would drink a gallon of gasoline so he could piss in your campfire. You could drop this guy off at the Arctic Circle wearing a pair of bikini underwear without his toothbrush, and tomorrow afternoon he's going to show up at your poolside with $1 million smile and a fistful of pesos.
Give you Sean stacking the money green.
Yes, a fistful of pesos, certainly. And I literally the all-inclusive at the place we were staying at Mexico cut off at 11 a.m. So I was in the pool at 8 a.m. trying to rack up the tab of the free drinks till right at 11. That hit. I looked at my watch. I'm like, shit, we got to get in the shuttle. We got to get to the van. Got to head back and make it in time. And was able to stream the games on the plane. Thank you, God's Eye, hacking Delta's Wi-Fi. It was great.
The amount of times that Real Money Kramer, who is vacationing as well, told me, dude, you got to make fun of Green snorkeling. He's snorkeling down there. I was curious the TV setup.
Well, it was a floating TV setup because I was watching at the poolside bar. I had God's Eye on my phone, and then we'll watch a little tape when I got back to the room.
So the poolside bar actually had March Madness. Wasn't sure, maybe some soccer or something like that.
They tried to put soccer on, but they knew it's all Americans. We're not going to watch some international friendly when you got Sweet 16 going on. But yeah, saw a decent amount of the game. Saw UCLA crushed my heart and my soul. Michigan State. I mean, the two teams I was so hard up on was Michigan State, UCLA. UCLA, great defense in the first half. They fell apart. But then, I mean, if you're going to lose on that shot, you're just going to lose. So,
I mean, you had a rough day yesterday, but on crazy circumstances. But today you bounce back. Yeah. We're going to talk all about it. We are joined by third man in the booth. Give it up for former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, host of the NFL Gambling Podcast, host of the Ryan and Rush Show. Give it up for Ryan McIntyre. How you doing, brother?
Oh, man. Elite Eight, man. We're down to 8. We started with 363, I guess 362 once New Mexico State pulled out after a murder. but then we're down to the Elite Eight. So here we are.
Well, Alabama pulled out. They pulled out a little late for their murder. They're like, we're going to run this out. That would be great if they made a thing like we're suspending the basketball program. Someone get that Photoshop and just take whatever they put out and then just put Alabama on.
We got to talk to Jake Paquin on that. But
and Colby, I know you said Ryan wasn't able to make the show. He actually, we can pick up and listen into him real quick. We got him on the line. Hey, what's happening, Ryan?
I want a dick rubbed on me tonight.
Oh, Ryan, we're trying to do a college basketball show. Do you have any picks you want to give out?
I want a dick rubbed on me tonight.
All right, he's got something else going on.
Oh man, yeah, he's got something else going on. All right, and look, we kind of already recapped, Thursday's action, but Sean, you weren't present. Which one hurt more? Because you were on Michigan State.
Yep.
You were on UCLA.
I had UCLA winning it all, and that team in that first half could have. That team, if they kept playing it out and the injuries kept piling up. I did not change my pick even with the late injury. I stuck by my Bruins, but they had a big lead. They completely blew it, but then they came back. So that one to me was the most brutal. And Michigan State was always tough because I'm with you. I also love that Kansas State team. They were dominant, 24-11 ATS. Like they've been a great team to pick. I like the Michigan State infrastructure. I thought they could get the win. So UCLA was the most brutal just because when they hit that game, essentially what felt like a game.
Yeah,
later,
I was like, holy shit, this is
Tiger
over.
Campbell from behind the three. So when they hit that, I was like, all right, we're good. The false sense of hope. Michigan State, when it got to OT, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. But look, you love a good Rudy story and the Markquis Nowell story. You know, this is a guy that wasn't recruited at any Power Fives. He was at Little Rock the past 3 years, transfers into K-State and happens to be playing a big time game in the city he's from where, St. John's passed on him, all those schools, Seton Hall, all of those schools around there passed on him. What a great moment. And I think everyone, even if you had money on Michigan State, I know Noah Beanick had money on Michigan State. He was telling me, but I love this K-State story. You got to love it. Jerome Tang, first year coach, and this team is rolling along. We're going to talk more about them.
Tang gang, baby. Let's go.
All right. But before we get into good old Saturday and Sunday's action, I want to tell you folks out there that the college basketball experience and the sports gambling podcast brought to you by WinBet. Yes, WinBet is the official online sportsbook of us. WinBet is active in a bunch of states, and there are tons of ways to win, including live betting and same game parlays, aka WinBet's build your own bet. And March Madness is here, so there are plenty of ways to win. Getting down on if there's the NBA out there, there's NHL, there's even the XFL, which I almost want Green to stay in Mexico for a few extra days just to demand that on the television down there. Sign up today to receive a special offer. Bet $100, get $100, limited to state availability. And of course, for our DGens only, if you hit the biggest long shot parlay of the week, you get $1,000 free credit. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at winbet.com. Must be 21 or older. Present state where WinBet is available. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
That subscribe button.
Definitely smash that subscribe button. And also, we're brought to you by the SGP Masters. Yes, looking to hang out with this guy over here. All right, stacking the money, Green and Ryan, Real Money Kramer. They will be at Stadium Swim. Watching the biggest golf tournament in the world. Yes, the Masters, and you can win a 3-night stay at Circa Las Vegas to hang with the guys. The contest is completely free to enter. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/golf party. And if you look, this is even great. If you don't even win, you can still get a discount on the room using the promo code SGP15. So get over there and do that. All right. Today's action. I guess we should talk about the elephant in the room. The Alabama Crimson Tide are gone. Gone. Mac, I know you called for the Aztecs money line. I called for it to be the final possession of the game. Final possession of the game. But you were bold. You cashed in here. I know Real Money Kramer had the Aztecs winning as well. What a game. And what'd you make of this game? Nate Oates folds up like a lawn chair yet again. You're on mute, brother.
Sorry, I was making a
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Yeah, no, I think we need to add Nate Oates into the Rick Barnes.
He's right
company.
up there. That bastard, Rick Barnes.
He folds up every time, and I didn't even think San Diego State played that well. They just punked them with their experience, their athletes, and kind of just Alabama folded up and just tightened up. Brandon Miller had a terrible tournament. He was at the wrong place at the wrong time the entire longevity of this March Madness tournament. So, fitting ending.
San Diego State played great defensively, though.
Oh yeah,
They couldn't make a shot.
Yeah, they couldn't hit a shot. They had open looks, I thought, and if you're, I mean, we'll get to it when we talk about these games, but man, the physicality that they imposed on this Alabama team, I thought was incredible. I mean, you saw what San Diego State could do those first couple games, and you're like, it was easy to write off because of the level of competition, and then you go, oh well, when they play Alabama, it's going to be different, but. I thought they'd be able to, we were all on the Aztecs, plus 7.5, thought they were a live dog, and yeah, man, their defense just shut them down.
Yeah. Brian Dutcher did a great job there. That was a key timeout when they got down 9 to get the team back, gain some composure and then get after it. My dog set, just a plus 260 on the money line. The Miami Hurricanes, Jim Larinaga. Look, I know we make fun of him saying he's going to be in Weekend at Bernie's 3, but damn, this guy can
did
coach.
You see his dance thing after the? I mean, that was Weekend at Bernie's-esque. I mean, like his moves, and he was about to do some crazy move, and they cut away. I wanted to see the end. It was blue balls of dance moves, and I know we've been shit on the ACC the entire season, but Miami was that team. I mean, I don't know. Like they just outplayed Houston. It wasn't really.
They were up the whole game. Yeah,
it wasn't even close.
They were up the whole game. Back-to-back Elite Eights for Jim Larinaga. They lost in the Elite Eight last year, so let's see if they can get past that. You're seeing NIL pay off because Nigel Pack and Isaiah Wong got a shit ton of cash this year to come back, or for Pack to transfer in. But shout out to the Hurricanes there, Mac. I know everyone in the chat. And people all over social media have been coming for you because the ACC won a game. Your comments on this game, sir?
They really have turned into a mid-major program where they celebrate one win like it's the Super Bowl. It's like they're in the Valley. Yeah, it really is dumping the Gatorade.
I told you this was a bad matchup.
Take your shirt off.
I told you this was a bad matchup, man. And I'm no ACC guy. I just said, dude, they have the guards to go toe-to-toe with Houston, and they got the big.
Well, Mac, I mean, how things have changed for the ACC, where one team gets into the Elite Eight and they're ready to have a parade. You're the ACC. That's supposed to be your thing. You're supposed to have like 3 teams in the Elite Eight. Like, come on.
Rich, historic tradition. And now it's like the Super Bowl. If you get to the Elite Eight, I mean, they celebrated like they won the Super Bowl when Pitt won the freaking play-in game.
Maybe that's probably just your experience. All the Pitt fans coming at you.
Hey, you know what? They hadn't freaking celebrated since Jamie Dixon left for TCU. So congrats on your season. I ate shit on this one, man. Miami shut me up. I mean, they dominated this game. Houston was awful tonight. They couldn't stop Miami. They couldn't keep their guards in front. This never really was a game.
I had a feeling, man. The matchup fit. But this next game, oh man, stacking the money green. So look, if you listen to the main SGP show, Real Money Kramer hits his dog with San Diego State. I hit the dog with the Miami Hurricanes, and then stacking the money greens lock of Creighton. Never a doubt. This was a great sweat because I was watching it on the plane for the majority of it. I'm going through customs, like looking at my phone while getting interviewed by customs. I'm like, nothing to declare except this lock on Creighton. I don't know. Maybe I have to declare this cash. And then it seemed like they stretched it out to like 17. And then by the time I got in my truck, it's like, oh, we're cutting into the Creighton game. It's down to single digits. I'm like, motherfuckers, is Princeton going to backdoor this? And then it's sitting on the number. It's going back and forth. I'm weaving in and out of traffic as we're coming back. And then it's like sitting on 10. And then I go, come on, don't give me the push. Give me the loss or the win. I don't want to just get a push. And then they're like, they're emptying out the bench. And they foul. They foul on the shot. I'm like, who are you fouling? And then it's Xing Wang Lee
is at the free throw line for Princeton. I go, oh, is this the guy they have on to like get everyone's GPA up so that they can be on the team? And he,
I thought you were fucked when I saw you got fouled. I was
go,
like, oh, it's
this
over.
guy. I mean, this nerd must be just working free throws his entire life. I gotta fade. He's gonna hit both. He hits one, he misses the other. So the lead is kept at 11. They empty the bench. Some greenies get some play, and oh man, what a crazy sweat there at the end.
Yes, Creighton gets it done. I know Noah was flexing also on the Creighton Blue Jays. What a game there! If you played that on the money line, or
but
sorry,
also
on the spread,
after that first half, I was nervous because Creighton was playing soft as hell defense, and like they were just trying to outrun and outscore Princeton, which eventually they got there and they did, and they got the cover obviously, but I don't think that is going to work with San Diego State, especially this version of the San Diego State team. Not to tip my hand here.
I'll have you guys know I had Houston winning the national championship, and my wife had Creighton winning the national championship. And my wife's clearly better at picking games than myself. Final game of the night was a true
That's
ass
Miss
whooping.
Database checking in.
The Texas Longhorns put it on Xavier. This was a lock of mine. This was pretty easy. I thought, Xavier in Texas even had Dessouel. They win by 12. Even with that, I feel like this was like a 20-point game most of the game. Mac, this is the time where you can flex for your Big 12. What'd you make of this one?
Yeah, only for one more year though. So I'm gonna squeeze every ounce out of the Texas Longhorns until we send them off to the SEC, because they are a basketball school now because they suck ass in football.
Yes, they are. That's true. And shout out to the chat. Judge Dredd says CJ Sullivan 7-0 or 7-0 on tally site for the Sweet 16. We got to get him on the show apparently. Sean, who'd you go with in this game?
I had Xavier. This was just getting cute, trying to reach for a dog here. I thought they were going to be in this game. I have been underestimating Texas, I think, the entire season and certainly this entire tournament. I didn't have them going on this kind of run. Great matchup though against Miami, because I think they share a lot of similarities with the way they play. But yeah, I don't know. They never really impressed me, but the way they beat down the Xavier team, which I thought was certainly better. I mean, the spread was 4 and it was just, they were never in that game. So hats off to Texas.
Yeah, that was an ass whooping. That was like a UConn, Arkansas ass whooping right there. All right. So look, before we get to tomorrow's action, I want to tell you folks that the College Basketball Experience and the Sports Gambling Podcast Network's brought to you by Sword Vitality. My first time doing this, Reed. I'm excited. Look, self-care is cool, right? Self-care is manly. Be proud of taking care of yourself.
The slot. How's the slot?
40% of men are affected by, impotence at the age of 40, and nearly 70% of men are affected at age 70. I mean, stop buying highly suspect pills in gas stations. Which, let's be honest, we've all had a few cocktails and accidentally,
Spanish fly. Yeah. That sounds fun.
No more hiding that little blue pill in your sock drawer that your girlfriend's asking about. All right. She thinks you're on E. All right. You manscape, but do you take care of your the plumbing down below? Do you take care of it? Sword Vitality helps increase your blood flow in ways that help you thrive as a man. It's time to become a Sword Vitality man. If you aren't experiencing erections in the morning, which, come on, we all love a good long erection at any time, but especially in the morning. Come on.
I'm just realizing how much of my soundboard is dick related. There's a lot of good ones here.
I want a dick rubbed on me.
Well, then you need someone that's taking Sword Vitality, right? And if you're on Sword Vitality and you're going through the checkout, the promo code option is at the very end. So if you're like, because I went through the checkout again, always could use a little extra blood flow and stamina, especially you're going on vacation. Make sure the checkout code is at the end. So make sure you get that SGPN in.
Look, and Sword Vitality can help increase your stamina, which, come on, I think, I speak for all men by saying you want to make sure you can go all 5 quarters. You know what I mean? Let's go. You don't need it. You don't have to hide it. You can be proud of it. So unseat your sword at Sword Vitality. Geez, I can't fucking talk.
Maybe it was a typo on mine.
Yeah. Visit swordvitality.com and use the promo code SGPN for a nice discount at the checkout. That's swordvitality.com, promo code SGPN. I don't have the rhythm yet on the ad reads, man, but we're also brought to you by Talkify. This I have because I've been doing this one for a while. Look, life is full of what ifs. So what if you try something new when it comes to dating? Let's be honest, the best coaches in the world, they're always saying, look, Creighton and San Diego State play on Sunday. San Diego State lost to Creighton last year. I guarantee you Brian Dutcher isn't going to use the same approach he used last year because that it resulted in an L. Sometimes you have to switch it up. And, maybe you're having a hard time meeting great people to date. Let's be honest, after COVID, I feel like everyone's working at home. You've been going down to the same watering hole, talking to Linda, and Linda is not interested. All right. So maybe try a different method. Because trust me, confidence is key when it comes to dating. And look, Talkify is the country's #1 modern matchmaking service. It's designed to help you achieve relationship success. Their trusted compatibility specialists hand select successful and compelling candidates so, you can date, productively. Here's how it works. The Talkify matchmakers meet with you. They learn about what you're looking for in a partner. Then they'll select and screen potential match candidates for you, doing background checks and make sure old Linda's not in the Al Qaeda. You know what I mean? They're going to do all this stuff. All right.
Sorry about that.
Video interviews. They're going to ask the tough questions. Tough questions like maybe did you turn in a bracket? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Talkify, you got to try this thing. All right. Look, they got a team that's going to work with you. A team. Come on, you cannot beat that. Right now, Talkify is offering our listeners 20% off when you become a client at talkify.com/SGPN. That's TAWKIFY/SGPN for 20% off when you become a client. Talkify.com/SGPN. All right, here we go, folks. Saturday, 3:09 p.m. in the West, in Los Angeles here. But this game is actually being played at Madison Square Garden, the house of Markquis Nowell. Some say Florida Atlantic, the Owls, who have 34 wins. If you would have told me that at the beginning of the year, I would have put a lot of money against that stat right there. They're catching 2 against the Kansas State Wildcats. Stacking the money.
Yeah, I mean, this is that time of the year where it's like, how do you go against K-State, but how do you go against FAU? I mean, I feel dumb because I picked against K-State a couple times in this tournament, and again, the Tang Gang is just
terrific snatch.
He's been on fire. What do we think of his ankle? Where are we at with
well, he was supposed to speak about it today. That didn't happen, right? Yeah, Markquis Nowell, obviously.
Nowell.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough injury because for the moment you're okay, but when you sleep on that thing and it swells up.
Well, and again, my instinct watching that K-State Michigan State game was, hey, whoever wins this game, I almost have to fade them in the next round because the turnaround after that brutal game and the overtime.
But he's at home. He's from there. I mean, look, I love Florida Atlantic. I'm in a win-win scenario here because I would love to see Florida Atlantic win the whole national championship. But damn it, I love this Kansas State team. I'm taking the Jayhawks. They're going to will their way out of New York City.
The Jayhawks?
I'm sorry, the Wildcats. The Wildcats.
I thought
Wildcats.
Come on,
the Wildcats.
Colby, take away that scuba mask.
All right, you know what? Just for that, I got to take Florida Atlantic. That's bad juju. That's bad juju. I'm sorry, Wildcat fans. Give me Florida Atlantic to win it all. Then play my Benedict music.
All right, I gotta pull up the Benedict music, but I just can't go against KSU. As much as FAU is fun, this KSU team has a team of destiny going for them. Like, and again, coming back to them, 24-11 ATS. I just can't do it. This should be a great game, but FAU defense 13th in effective field goal percentage allowed. Like they're both teams are going to have their hands full. I think this is probably a good under game, honestly. Coming off that game where Kansas State put up a ton of points, take down Michigan State in overtime. So I would, if I'm not a totals guy, but I would look to the under here at 145. That feels high, but I'm going to stick with Kansas State here. What are you doing, Mac?
So I think the ankle thing is being
Colby's transition there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the ankle thing is being a little bit blown out of proportion because it's not like Markquis Nowell plays defense anyway. I mean, all of a sudden, do you notice he was 100%? He was 100% on offense, and then he makes the bank shot, and then it's like, oh, I can't walk anymore. So when he's going back to defense, his ankle starts hurting.
No, but that shit hurts. Like to me, when I've had sprained ankles, that affects your jump shot.
Yeah, but this guy's a dog. They asked him today, they go, hey, what do you think about how FAU guarded the little guys of Kendrick Davis at Memphis or Jelly Walker at UAB? He goes, with all due respect to those guys, I'm Markquis Nowell. He don't give a shit about anything right now.
Talking about himself in the third person.
Yeah, exactly.
Hard to fade that. You know what? I'm back on K-State. Give me my music. Give me my music. When you're talking to yourself in the third person, that's a Ric Flair move right there. Look at Joe. Joe says, first time catching the Colby-centric show. Yes. Shout out to Joe. So you're on K-State. You're repping your Big 12. You're not going to stop now, right?
No chance. I mean, we see it every year there's a magical guard, a magical story. I mean, it was Kemba Walker, Shabazz Napier. It's Markquis Nowell and Jerome Tang. And they have Keontae Johnson with that story. I mean, this team is, like we joke about Alabama, wrong place, wrong time. K-State's the right place, right time. They're going to get it done at the Garden. Let's go.
Great analogy.
Big 12 into the Final Four. Let's go.
Oh, there we go. That's the real thing he had to flex on.
Preseason pick last to the Final Four.
5:49 p.m. On the West, 8:49 on the East. UConn, Gonzaga in Vegas. I think everyone's waiting for this one. I think a lot of people think you're national champions coming out of this game. The Huskies are laying 2.5. The over-unders at 154.5. Sean, what are you doing here in Vegas?
This one, I don't know. I just keep fading Gonzaga, and I'm going to do it again. Give me UConn. I don't know. I mean, I understand Gonzaga, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't seem sustainable. I love the way the Huskies play a clean game of basketball. They register an assist on 63% of their field goals, 9th in the country. Gonzaga is 2-5 when it doesn't score 75 points, 28-0 when it does. Again, I love offensive rebounding, and I'm pissed I took Arkansas because if you remember from the Sweet 16 show, I go, oh, the numbers all point to UConn, like the stuff I like to bet on, offensive rebounding, Connecticut 2nd in the country. But then it was like, oh, fuck Hurley, they're gonna blow it. And then I like Arkansas's coach better. I like the
Musselman,
I like the Muss Bus, but I made that mistake. I'm going back on UConn here. Give me UConn laying the 2.
See, this
2.5.
This is where Hurley impressed me with that one win, but much like with Nate Oates here.
I mean, Gonzaga as a dog does seem a little crazy.
Well, and we have a theory here on the college basketball experience. We talk about it often that crime pays. And I know everyone said, well, wait, Alabama crime was supposed to pay and they were supposed to win the national championship. No, I think Mark Few's situation with a DUI, a couple German Shepherds and hauling a boat behind is the crime pay just subtle enough. Dog. All right. Give me the Zags. I think they're spacing the way they space the floor out. They're a scoring machine, obviously, top in the nation in scoring. Now a little bit concerned on what they do with Timmy,
Well, and again, kind of, it's going against my Kansas State pick a little bit here, but I do think Gonzaga emptied the tank a little bit on that UCLA thing. And again, especially with the quick turnaround, I like the fade teams who have dramatic wins and, dump the Gatorade. And for me, the way in which that Gonzaga team won, that has to be emotionally draining to get up for this next UConn game within this quick turnaround. I think that favors UConn.
But no one's been talking about Gonzaga this year. All the other years they get
that is
hype.
True.
They're flying under the radar. And look, Dan Hurley, this is the final time. All right. If you win this game, I'll start buying in. But I think we're going to see a little repeat of what we just saw with Nate Oates. Give me the Bulldogs to get it done. Mac, what are you doing here in Vegas at 5:49 p.m. here?
So I was the only guy that was on UConn against Arkansas, and I got a bunch of new UConn fans. So UConn Huskies are going to the Final Four. How's Gonzaga going to match up with them? UCLA was getting whatever they wanted in the first half.
Yes.
I mean, UConn's they could just shoot layups against Gonzaga's defense. They're so bad inside guarding the rim. And like I said last night, he chokes too all the time.
Hey, what last episode you were saying? Hey, Mark Few, great coach.
He's a great coach, but he chokes too. Hey, do you remember Arkansas last year against a bunch of athletes? UConn is just as athletic as Arkansas. We just saw that game. And Timmy's got to go against those two sons of bitches that are huge in Sanogo and Klingon. Give me the Huskies, man.
Those old sons of bitches.
They're fucking huge, those two guys. I'm like, God damn. What are they feeding them up there?
All right, moving over to Sunday's action. And this game, this is an awesome game. We just talked about this at the Talkify ad here. Creighton, Michael Creighton, welcome to Jurassic Park and San Diego State and Louisville, Kentucky. You know, I can't believe I didn't think about this, that these two teams met a year ago in the NCAA tournament. And San Diego State really had that game won. They really had that game won. And they blew it at the free throw line, I think, several trips down in the final minute. Creighton somehow escaped. Now you get a rematch of that. And Brian Dutcher's had all year to think about that. The Aztecs are catching 2. The over-under's at 133.5. Sean, do I even need to ask you? I guess you have Creighton in the national championship, but you know, SGP, you know, we've been a
no, I know
San Diego State pod.
You're right. I did have Creighton going on this run, but the lack of physicality I saw against this Princeton team. I mean, again, they were fouling Zing Zwings Lee or whatever his name was with 10 seconds left. Like, what are you doing? You don't need to
play
foul
for Nebraska.
Yeah, I had never heard that kid coming off the bench. They emptied the benches, but I needed to see a little bit more physicality out of Kalkbrenner. And Kalkbrenner, to me, you know, at watching him in this tournament, I think he's really going to get tested by the physicality of this Aztec team. Like the defense they brought was just literally, again, the irony here, locked down when it comes to Alabama. I mean, you know, in real life, you may not get locked down, but against San Diego State, he certainly did. Brandon Miller, 3 of 19 against the Aztecs. And again, San Diego State fits that profile, a veteran team, 4 seniors, 1 junior. They've held their own against big schools the entire season, and they're real 15th in defensive efficiency.
Yeah,
and again, they 23-2 if they can hold people below 70, and I think they can do that against this Creighton team. Again, Creighton's defense to me against Princeton, maybe didn't take them seriously, but I mean, they let up way too many points to be confident. So I'm all over San Diego State.
You also saw Kalkbrenner like limping at the end of that game.
That was very troubling as well.
But an X factor that San Diego State didn't have last year was the transfer from Seattle, Darian Trammell, who led them in scoring today against Alabama, hit some huge shots all throughout that game. I think this San Diego State team is better than last year's San Diego State team. I understand they got Shireman, but I don't think Shireman matches up well against the Aztecs defenders. So I'm going to take the Aztecs too, even though my wife is probably going to cash again because she's undefeated in the tournament so far.
Keep riding those Blue Jays.
Mac, what are you doing here in Louisville, Kentucky?
So I'm with Mrs. Dundee here. I am on Creighton, the Big East. The irony is, remember, Kalkbrenner got injured in the San Diego State game last year. So they found a way to get it done without him last year. I think he puts him over the top this year. I just like the chemistry of this Creighton team. I honestly was impressed with them tonight, that they found a way to just keep their head down, get that win, because we saw this exact same situation with Purdue last year where they looked ahead to the Elite Eight, laid an egg against St. Pete. I like the veteran group of Nemhard, Shireman, Kalkbrenner. They get it done. McDermott to the Final Four. Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Then we move over to 2:00 in the afternoon. The Miami Hurricanes are taking on the Texas Longhorns. Texas is currently laying 3.5 points. The over-under's at 150.5. This one's actually a pretty easy play for me. This is all situational here. This is the same way I liked Miami to beat Houston. I thought they matched up well. Miami, in my opinion, over the past couple of years, just with Jim Larinaga plays small ball. And I understand Dessou's injury, with Texas, but Texas has length, man. Like even the way they play defense, I feel like there's just long arms everywhere on the court, athleticism everywhere on the court. I'm all over Texas. It sounds filthy because I hate Texas. I think they're gonna fuck up Jim Larinaga's bunch. So I will lay the 3.5. Sean, what are you doing here?
I'll let Matt go first because I'm going back and forth. I'm leaning Texas, but I could be talking to Miami if he has a compelling argument. What are you doing, Mac?
You're not going to hear the Miami angle from me. They're outside the top 100 in defense. They're not going to beat Houston and Texas back to back. I'm with you. Like Texas's length defense is going to wear them down. I think
Cox.
Yes, long cocks, but they are the horns. I just think we talk about Miami's veteran guards. Texas has the same thing with Hunter and Carr. These guys are all 23, 24-year-old men. I think Texas puts it on them. I'm with you here. Maybe I'm going down with the sword here.
All right. Yeah. Going down with the sword. I mean, horns up. You're right. And that's one of our March Madness betting commandments. Yeah. Fade the unbalanced teams, and Miami's defense. I think when you get to this stage, you're right. The Elite Eight is where you really get a gut check when it comes to defense. And it kind of fades or, is in line with my fade teams who are celebrating a little too much, AKA Jim Larinaga. I've had a couple of cocktails. Jim Larinaga doing his little dance. I mean, come on. That had Super Bowl vibes written all over it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah. You laid out a good case. I'm on Texas minus 3.5.
I just think it's a bad matchup. As much as I wanted to, if Miami would have gotten Xavier, I think Miami cruises. But unfortunately, they get the Longhorns. I think it's a bad matchup. Give me the Texas Longhorns. All right, lock, dog, and tease, folks. I don't have any cool music. Do you have music for that?
Lock, dog, and tease. I could work that up for you. Oh wait, here we go.
There we go.
Happy birthday.
Lock, dog, and tease. Mac. Well, I guess we're not going to tease, but we don't
need to tease college basketball.
I was about to say I really don't have a dog because all these lines are like 1 or 2 points. If we're gonna we'll give out an alt line for a dog
or
here.
do a parlay. Do a parlay. Yeah.
Let's do K-State and Texas money line parlay. Ooh. I don't know what I would imagine that pays what, probably $225. Big 12 parlay gets half the field in, and for my lock, hook 'em. Rest in peace, ACC.
Wow.
The eyes of Texas are upon you. Let's go, Texas. Let's go.
Oh, man, I'm going to have to clip that every time for next year when West Virginia's playing Texas.
I hate that song.
All right.
I'm Matthew McConaughey, baby.
Sean, what are you doing here? What's your lock? What's your dog?
What is my lock? My lock is San Diego State +2. I know they're a dog here, and the only dog I took in this Elite Eight episode, but just the matchup, the physicality, the eye test, it really makes a ton of sense here. For my dog, I'm gonna go K-State UConn money line parlay. So maybe you know what? I'll do regular parlay. I'm not worried about these numbers. K-State -2, UConn -2.5. Let's go. Parlay it up. Nice little dog there.
All right. Well, for me, I am locking up. I think the one I like most is the Texas Longhorns. It's disgusting. Hook 'em horns. That is the lock.
Baby. That is a disgusting act.
And the dog. Well, I actually took a dog. Unlike these clowns over here. I don't have to do a parlay.
I took San Diego State +2, but I liked it more as the lock.
All right. How about this? San Diego State parlayed with the Gonzaga Bulldogs
on the money line.
Yes.
Oh, that's a juicy parlay.
Let's go. Dog. All right, folks. Well, before we get out of here, make sure right now we're gonna do a timeout. We want you to subscribe to the college basketball experience right now. We see all the people in this right now on YouTube watching. I'm counting a big number, 149. What are you doing? Subscribe to the college basketball experience. Subscribe to the Sports Gambling Podcast, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcast at. And make sure you check out all of Moneyline Mac's work, the NFL Gambling Podcast he's the host of, the Ryan and Rush Show he's the host of. Check out all that.
List?
Check out the College Baseball Experience with Noah Beanick and myself.
Just sipping that beautiful whiskey you guys gave me for Christmas.
Check out the College Football Experience.
Better than Dak Prescott.
Check out the Die Hard Eagles podcast. Eagles fans out there.
Let's go.
All right, get that SGPN app. It's free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store. Also, come talk about these games with us in the Discord. That's always fun, you know. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord.
Yes, sir.
Nick says lock, subscribed. Boom. There we go. That's what we're looking for. And Darrell says 22 likes. What's going on here? We need a lot more likes. Let's go. All right, folks. Well, hopefully you did all that. Tomorrow night, we will be back recapping. Me and Mac will be back. I don't think Green will be with us. Well, he's invited. He's invited. We'll be back recapping today's action. So
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
This is the College Basketball Experience and the Sports Gambling Podcast. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
My celling's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. They say the Lord watches over my sins.